Welcome to my channel, Homeschool Learner Know the World. Today we will learn about tsunami. The word tsunami is derived from Japanese word su, which means harbor, and nami, which means wave. Tsunami means harbor wave. A tsunami is a series of waves in a water body caused by the displacement of a large volume of water, generally in an ocean or a large lake. Earthquakes, volcanic eruption, and other underwater explosion including detonations, landslides, glacier calvings, meteorite impacts, and other disturbance above or below water all have the potential to generate a tsunami. Like normal ocean waves, which are generated by wind, or tides, which are generated by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun, a tsunami is generated by the displacement of water by a large event. Tsunami waves do not resemble normal undersea currents or sea waves because their wavelength is far longer. Rather than appearing as a breaking wave, a tsunami may instead initially resemble a rapidly rising tide. For this reason, it is often referred to as a tidal wave. Although this uses is not favored by the scientific community because it might give the false impression of a causal relationship between tides and tsunamis. Tsunamis generally consist of a series of waves with periods ranging from minutes to hours, arriving in a so-called wave train. Wave heights of tens of meters can be generated by large events. Although the impact of tsunamis is limited to coastal areas, their destructive power can be enormous and they can affect entire ocean basins. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami was among the deadliest natural disaster in human history, with at least 230,000 people killed or missing in 14 countries bordering the Indian Ocean. The ancient Greek historian Thucydides suggested in his 5th century BC history of the Peloponnesian War that tsunamis were related to submarine earthquakes. But the understanding of tsunamis remained slim until the 20th century and much remains unknown. Major areas of current research include determining why some large earthquakes do not generate tsunamis while other smaller ones do. This ongoing research is designed to help accurately forecast the passage of tsunamis across oceans as well as how tsunami waves interact with shorelines. Tsunamis are sometimes referred to as tidal waves. This once popular term derives from the most common appearance of a tsunami, which is that of an extraordinarily high tidal bore. Tsunamis and tides both produce waves of water that move inland, but in the case of a tsunami, the inland movement of water may be much greater, giving the impression of an incredibly high and forceful tide. In recent years, the term tidal wave have fallen out of favor, especially in the scientific community, because the cause of tsunamis have nothing to do with those of tides, which are produced by the gravitational pull of the moon and the sun rather than the displacement of water. Although the meaning of tidal include resembling or having the form or character of tides. Use of the term tidal wave is discouraged by geologists and oceanographers. In 1969 episode of the TV crime show Hawaii 5 entitled 40 feet high and it kills used the term tsunami and tidal wave interchangeably. The term seismic sea wave is also used to refer the phenomenon because the wave most often are generated by seismic activities such as earthquakes. Prior to the rise of the use of the term tsunami in English, scientists generally encourage the use of the term seismic sea wave rather than tidal wave. However, like tsunami, seismic sea wave is not a completely accurate term. as force other than earthquakes, including underwater landslides, volcanic eruption, underwater explosions, land or ice slumping into the ocean. Meteorite impacts and the weather when the atmospheric pressure changes very rapidly can generate such waves by displacing water. While Japan may have the longest record history of tsunamis, the sheer destruction caused by the 2004 Indian Ocean earthquake and tsunami event mark it as the most devastating of its kind in modern times, killing around 230,000 people. The Sumatran region is also accustomed to tsunamis, with earthquakes of varying magnitudes regularly occurring off at the coast of the island. Tsunamis are an often underestimated hazard in the Mediterranean Sea and parts of Europe. Of historical and current importance are the 1755 Lisbon earthquake and tsunami, the 1783 Calabrian earthquake, each causing several tens of thousands of deaths, and the 1908 Messina earthquake and tsunami. The tsunami claimed more than 123,000 lives in Sicily and Calabria and is among the most deadly natural disasters in modern Europe. The storage lies in the Norwegian Sea, and some example of tsunamis affecting the British Isles referred to landslide and meteor predominantly and led to earthquake induced waves as early as 426 BC. The Greek historian Thucydides recorded in his book History of the Peloponnesian War about the causes of tsunami and was the first to argue that ocean earthquakes must be the cause. The cause, in my opinion, of this phenomenon must be found in the earthquake. At the point where its shock has been the most violent, the sea is driven back and suddenly recoiling with redoubled force causes the inundation. Without an earthquake, I do not see how such an accident could happen. The principal generation mechanism of a tsunami is the displacement of a substantial volume of water, perturbation of the sea. This displacement of water is usually attributed to either earthquakes, landslides, volcanic eruption, glacier calvings, or more rarely by meteorites and nuclear states. However, the possibility of a meteorite causing a tsunami is debated.